All righty. Yay. See. Does it look like here? Let's see if this thing's working. Yay. All right, who wants to join us? Let's see. I wonder if I play that, can I? Hopefully I can see the comments as it comes in. Okay. All right, Richard, you're on. Let me see here. I'm gonna put this pop out. Where is the chat pop out? All right. Hey, Richard. All right. I'm testing it out. So we're streaming it on Facebook and on YouTube right now. I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel and see if I'm on there as well.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Testing it out. Who wants to learn? Okay. Live right. Oh, cool! It's working. Awesome. So it's live right. Oh, cool! It's working. Awesome. I need to mute my. Okay, Richard, can you say something so I can?
Yeah, I'm on here. I got my other login, and can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Yep. I'm gonna send this so people can see us on. Yay. On YouTube Live as well. I put in my comment there, guys. For those of you who are following on Facebook, so you can see that we're also live there. And then I saw they had a restream. Have a chat thing here, so I should be able to see all the chats.
Well, Tim, I didn't know about. I don't know why I didn't know about this, man.
Oh, it's because I posted it late. I posted it yesterday. I completely forgot to post it earlier. But yeah, it's gonna be a weekly thing moving forward. And then whichever week that I'm not available, I would like to ask like either you or Keon to lead the call whenever I'm not available. But yeah, I went ahead and set the Zoom to repeat to repeat for the rest of the year every Friday at noon Central.
Hey, you know what? I was putting my headphones on. I didn't hear anything you said.
so so well, basically basically we're going to be doing this mini mastermind every Friday at 12 noon Central. And then on the days that I'm not available to run it, I'm going to ask either you or Keon to lead the call. So yeah, so basically that's pretty much what I was what I was trying to say.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I guess I won't book any calls on Fridays for this time frame.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on, we're connecting to your channels, waiting for messages. To activate chat, please enable the channel here. Okay, what do you mean enable? It is enabled.
Hey Tim, how are you?
Doing good. Okay, hold on. Yeah, hey Vamsi. Thanks for coming on, man.
Sure. A
Okay.
pleasure.
Doing good. Yeah, so I'm brand new to streaming this thing, but we're streaming it on Facebook Live and also YouTube Live at the same time. We're gonna have
Wow.
some fun. I'm using a service called Restream.io, and it's actually a free service. And yeah, I'm trying. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Streaming this thing, but we're streaming it on Facebook Live and also YouTube Live. Okay, I need to mute my Facebook. All right. Let me see. Live chat. Yeah, I'm watching myself. I have a second monitor over here on this right side, and I'm watching myself on YouTube and also on Facebook. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, Charles joined. Okay. All right, Rex coming on. All right. Let me see here. Yeah. So actually, hold on. Okay. Yeah. If you guys open up your Facebook Live or open up the Facebook or the YouTube feed, you're gonna get a feedback. You have to mute those feed if you want to watch it. It's kind of cool. I'm watching myself right now. You guys, I don't know how if there's an easy way for me to show my other monitor, but
Hey, how are you?
okay. How do I? For some reason, the chat. Embed in stream. Copy this URL to the browser plugin of your encoding software or open it in the browser. I'm trying to figure out how to show how to see Restream, they allow you to see the comments that are coming in from the different channels that that you plug in, and rebrand link isn't working for me. Okay. All right, let me hold on here. Some people having issues with the link. Let me see why not. Let me resolve this. Okay. All right. We'll have some fun. All right. So Keon's gonna be getting on. I don't know how to work this Restream messages. Read only. Okay. But we'll see. I'm trying to. So anyways, I was saying. So Restream has a functionality. So Restream allows you to stream it to multiple places at the same time. So right now we're streaming to my Facebook profile and also on YouTube. And Restream has a feature called a Restream Chat, where we can see chat messages that are coming in from both places. So they're just playing around with that, just testing. So we're good. All right, let's get started. Okay. Let's see here. I'm on too many different screens. Keon, glad you made it. Reen, Rex.
Hey.
All right. Can you guys get on videos with us? Are you Rex and Reen? Do you guys have videos? Or share? Okay.
And as I told you, Kim, I got a call at 12:30, but it should be only 15 minutes. I'll jump back on.
Sounds good. No problem, Richard. All right. I will go ahead and get started. We are 7 minutes late into it, but I want to see who on here have a coaching business that you guys are running. Rex, do you have a coaching business? Reen, do you have a coaching business? Can't hear you.
You got to turn your mic on, Ren.
Yes, starting one.
Starting one. Okay. Well, great. What are you coaching? Mindset. Okay. So who's your target audience? Are they entrepreneurs?
Basically, Christian entrepreneurs who don't necessarily go into mindset or personal development work because they don't believe that that it aligns with their religious beliefs.
Right. That is a tough one for sure. I think, yeah, mindset for Christians, especially if there are, if they're a strong believer, I think it's a tough one to sell them on because they much prefer Bible-based.
Have you had any success with that, Rex, so far?
Well, I've basically been setting this up and putting it together, and the interesting part is there's quite a bit of Christian-based mindset material that's out there. It's just not marketed as such, but I think that there's a large market for it, just due to the fact that if you go into mindset and you want to go into a lot of the mainstream teachers, a lot of them just don't, like I said, don't align with what people believe or what people think.
Right.
Going along with their values, and I've been able to find quite a bit. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to marry basically the neuroscience part of what thoughts are, how the brain works, with scriptural basis that backs that up, because there's many places in the Bible that help to underlie those same things. They're just not brought out in that specific type of a way in certain teaching, because normally mindset is either taught as, either way out there type of situation, or, like I said, it's taught in such a secular type of focus that, people will just reject it completely from the get-go.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I there's a gentleman that's in this niche. His name is Stephen Scott, and I study his teachings a long time ago. I think probably as far back as like college days or earlier on in my entrepreneur career. And he has a few books out. one is called oh gosh, one something like wisdom from the richest man, something like that. Where he talks about basically Proverbs, right, about King Solomon. And then he has another book called something like Inside the Brain of a Millionaire or something like. Well, anyways, so his story is that how he used biblical principles to build successful businesses. And yeah, so he does reference what you're talking about, like mixing that scriptures with the mindset. And so yeah, I think he would be a good person. Check out his book on Amazon. Stephen Scott, I forgot his middle name. It's been so long. Maybe K. Let me see here. Stephen.
And Tim, what is going to be the format for today's mastermind?
Stephen K. Scott, yeah, is his. So today's format. Well, basically, so we're just gonna. Today's topic is 7-figure coaching business. All right. So we're going to be talking about what is it going to take to scale your coaching business wherever it is right now to 7-figure to to 1 million plus a year and on. All right, so 7-figure coaching business, and so I wanted to go around and find out who on here right now, and we have people watching live as well. And so this question is also for you. If you're watching us on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live, if in the chat, if you can, and like, do you have a coaching business? What kind of coaching business it is? And then we're going to talk about, what is it going to take for you to scale that into a 7-figure business? All right. Okay. So yeah, Rex will check out Stephen K. Scott, and then we'll talk about like the pricing models and stuff in just a little bit here. All right. What are you doing, Richard?
You need 4 coaching clients.
You need 4 coaching clients.
You need 4 coaching clients paying you $250,000 a year.
That would work for sure if you're coaching high-end entrepreneurs, right? If you're, I think in Rex's model, where he's going after Christian entrepreneurs to teach about mindset, I think that might be a tough one unless you're like Tony Robbins, right? You charge $1 million for your coaching.
You could go sign up Joel Osteen.
Oh, that would be a tough one. But yeah, I mean, I like.
I'm taking it up to the top, and then yeah, you can work it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and one of her clients is a coach that teaches life coaches, right? So she coaches life coaches, and like for us, charging $1,000 a month for real estate coaching as an example, okay. You're charging $1,000 a month for real estate coaching is normal. Like that's, somewhat inexpensive, but $1,000 a month for a life coach is huge because a life coach doesn't make that much. So like for them, $100 a month is more affordable for them, right? So yeah. So depending on the market that you're in, the pricing is going to be different, and then depending on the target audience that you choose to take on within that niche, that will be different. Keon, I know, like in your case, you don't actually do coaching to investors, right? You provide a service to investors, and in your case, where you target the more advanced real estate investors, the ones that are doing a lot of deals. And so, yeah, your pricing is much higher than someone who might provide the same service to a newbie investor.
Yeah,
Right.
so actually what I'm going to be doing, because my service is a little bit different, right? It's a conflict of interest to have more than one per market. So what I think I'm going to be doing pretty soon, and I've been kind of planning this for the last few months, is for the people that I'm working with that are either going to be market leaders or are already like heavy in a market, I'll dedicate the done for you services for those guys. But for whoever either can't afford that or they're in a market that I already have somebody, they're going to be advised to go into a coaching program. So rather than doing a done for you service for a bunch of people that might be in a specific market or who want to sub niche in a market, they can go into a coaching program that learn how to implement this for themselves, which is also more affordable. Just takes more time investment to learn how to do it, implement it, all that kind of stuff, right? Testing, and really getting into the weeds of doing that type of thing. So I think I'm going to be doing both, done it for you and then downsell into a coaching service.
Very cool. Yep. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Hey, Melina, how are you? I see you on Facebook Live. Okay, Melina said, I am launching my online membership for women. I help moms reinvent their self-image so that they are able to create a new personal and professional vision. Oh man, I just spoke with someone yesterday that she has a client that works on self-image as well for women. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I have to remember who that was because she's doing really well with her model, and she's charging pretty high end for what she's doing too. So very cool, awesome.
I talked to one of my clients, one of my old students that is doing coaching. He's very local in his area, and he's doing several $1 million a year in coaching, okay, for real estate investors. Gotcha. And what he does is he gets $50,000 per client, okay? In fact, I'm going to talk to him in a couple of weeks, his clients. But what he does is he guarantees to do 4 deals, okay? So what he does is he takes 20% of the first deal, 30% of the second deal, 40% of the third deal, and 50% of the fourth deal. And then he gets more after that. So he charges 50 grand. He guarantees 4 deals, and then he's getting a cut of all those deals. Right. Yep. Yeah. I've done the local coaching model for 4 years before I sold the business. And so I understand that model really well. And yeah, I mean, it's the really cool about what I love about local coaching, especially for investors, is that is that you're able to you're able to charge higher because you have so much resources within your local marketplace to provide for your clients, right? You know exactly what neighborhood to target. Chances are, you have private lenders to line up money for their deals, and you can go on appointments with them. So yeah, the level of service is way, way higher than if you were to hire an online coach that, you get on the phone with them once a month or something like that, right? So and he has the advantage of just doing local 2-day events, and that's how he gets all his coaching clients. He'll do a 2-day seminar for $297 for 1 or 2 people, right? But it's local. Of course, when I talk to him, he wants to take over the whole state, right? That he doesn't want to go any further than that. So I said, now you can, because of the virtual meetings. Yeah, I actually know someone who does that here in Texas. What he did was, and him and his wife, they ran the local coaching for 4 different cities. So like Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, before COVID. So they run a RIA in each city, and they would travel around each city to run local coaching. And then when COVID hit, they combine all of them into Texas RIA and just do it virtually. So yeah, that certainly can work.
And he didn't have any funnel. It was just the 2-day event or coaching. That was it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's the model. Yes. Yeah. So you run traffic to a preview event sells into the 2-day or 3-day, and then from that sells into coaching. But yeah, that's
like Kenya was saying, there should be something in the middle.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
if you take someone on as a coaching client, they should have some courses or some other support, maybe a joint venture partner, turn them over to someone else.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Vamsi, do you tell us about your business?
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
How's it going? Hey, guys. My name is Vamsi Polimetla. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been in the coaching space for about like 2 years. Recently, I moved out from my corporate job, enjoying this ride. I'm a full-time coach now. I've been helping like many people in the corporate world. They would like to get into the next level in their career. So
The career.
yeah, and
Okay.
also help other coaches to launch their businesses. So I do like two kinds of things. First thing is corporate advancement. Second thing about like becoming like maybe full-time entrepreneurs.
Gotcha. Okay. What's your pricing level for your coaching?
It's about like under $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna go into that a little bit here. And so basically, when we're looking at $1 million a year, right? What does that mean, right? You can have one client that pays you $1 million, and there you go. There's your 7-figure coaching business. And Tony Robbins is very sort of famous for touting that he charges $1 million for coaching, and some of his clients are very high net worth. Some of them are even billionaires, and he teaches them to perform at their peak level, right? So you can have one client that you charge $1 million. You can do what Richard was saying earlier. You can just have 4 clients that you charge $250,000 a piece and get, and that's your $1 million business. Another common one that I've seen a number of people. I've first known that Tony Robbins did this with his platinum group, where he charged $100,000 per person for his platinum, they do a lot of travels and stuff. So by the time you add in all the travels, really it's like $150,000 a year to be a client. But his part of it, I think it's like either the price has changed right now. It's either $100,000 or $125,000 per year, just for the membership fee part of it. And so with that, if you charge $100,000 a client, then you only need 10 clients, right, to have a 7-figure business, coaching business. So I'm before I go to any lower, I want to stop here. So if you're charging $1,000, you might think, well, how in the world am I going to charge $100,000 for my coaching, right? Because that's a daunting task. I know for me it was huge. Like there was a huge mental breakthrough that I had to go through to charge $100,000 for coaching. So it has to do with what's the value you can bring to them to make it worth it for them, right? So when Tony is charging $1 million a client, that client, one idea, right, one tip can make them probably 10 million or 100 million, right? So then the $1 million is worth it. So, if you're going to charge someone $100,000, then you're going to have to provide at least $1 million worth of value to them, right? So you want to look at your coaching business like, am I someone who can provide $1 million worth of value? So like, for example, like let's say Melina was saying that she coached women on self-image, okay? And so let's say, by having good self-image, that person can go on and land an acting role. Let's say land on a film with Brad Pitt or something, right? I don't know. I'm making this up. And that film can produce, can pay her, $1 million. Then charging $100,000 for that client to get the self-image she needs to land on a role in a film with Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise and earn $10 million or $1 million even would be worth it, right? So that's kind of how you look at the value equation. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of coaches that I know of that charge at that level, 100,000 or more. I do know a lot more coaches that charges under 100,000, like Richard was saying, 50,000 level, 30,000, 25,000, 10,000. For the sake of now, I'm talking about how much you charge per year. Okay, so when I'm saying 100,000, let's just we're gonna assume it's 100,000 for 1 year, which is basically $8,300 a month, right? So now if your coaching program is less than that, right? So if you charge 50,000 and you need 20 clients a year, 20 clients to do that, and like in Vamsi's case where he's charging 1,000 a month, so roughly about 12,000 a year. Yeah, you would just need how many clients that is, like 100, not even, right? To be a 7-figure.
Hey, and Tim, let me throw this in there before I'm gonna take off, and I'll be right back. But
okay.
Another thing you could do is you can make $500,000 in your coaching business and generate another $500,000 from out of that in other services and stuff. So that's
right.
Another way to do it. And some people, they would rather their goal might be to make 300,000 a year, right? And then work it on up. So
right.
you don't have to just go after the $1 million unless you know how you're going to spend it. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So first thing, the first thing in terms of scaling your business to 7 figures is looking at how much value you can add to your customers. So that way you can determine your pricing, right? Because pricing is going to be your, is the first place you start. Okay. And it also has to do with your goals. Like do you like to work with more people, less hands-on, or do you want to work with less people and more hands-on? So what's going to be your business model? It's that will differ. Now, once you get your pricing, and I would love to see like who. Actually, before I go into customers, let me see here. Who else has a coaching business that you want me to sort of talk about? So while I'm waiting, like if you're on Facebook Live, you can put this in. YouTube Live, I don't see any chat. I don't see any chat on YouTube. So, but yeah, what other businesses do you guys have? Those of you who are listening on Facebook Live right now. What are other businesses? What are other coaching? I see Scott. Hey Scott, you're on. Oliver, John, Levy, Sean, Julie. Hey Julie. All right, Ron is on. Let me see. All right. So yeah, so once you get your your pricing down, and you got the value that you're gonna produce for, to help your clients produce for that pricing, right? Then then the next is, how are you going to scale that? So you look at a lot of coaches, especially, will start out with their organic traffic. So it could be Facebook group, it could be their like their friends, family, referrals, Facebook profile, chatting in Facebook group, Instagram, like using free sources like that, which is great. It's a great place to start. And it's definitely a place that I recommend to start to dial in your offer, right? To dial in, how you're going to convert a client into into your product and service. And then once you have something that's proven, then that's when you can start doing paid traffic, where it could be Facebook traffic, Facebook ads or YouTube ads, or even Google ads, to get to get clients that way. Some of you, especially if you're, if you had requested, I had sent out a mind map of the seven-figure coaching funnels, business models, a couple of weeks ago on my Facebook wall. If you haven't seen that post, you can like scroll down on my Facebook wall. You'll like a few posts down, you should be able to see it. If you don't already have it, I can send you what the funnel looks like. But yeah, there's a lot of different types of funnels out there that you can use to scale your coaching business. You can do what what Richard Roop was talking about earlier with one of his clients, where they do local coaching, where they drive traffic from Facebook, from radio, into they call it a preview event. It's like an introduction, introduction type events for a couple of hours, and then from that event, you would then sell them into a 2-day or 3-day training workshop, right? For, let's say, $300 to $500 is very common, and then from there you sell them into higher ticket coaching to help them implement. One of the things I want to clarify, the difference between an education business and a coaching business is this, okay? Information is pretty abundant out there, right? Like anything I can teach you, like anything I'm saying today, someone else might have said it on YouTube or on their Facebook, right? So the information is plentiful. It's everywhere. And you can find most of the information nowadays. You can find them for free, whether you're going to do a Google search or YouTube or podcast, right? So a lot of information is free out there. So when it comes to coaching, what you have to bring to the table is not more information. What you have to bring to the table as a coach is implementation, right? So, they can either learn the information for free, from all the, just like from YouTube, from podcasts out there. They can learn it for free from like ebooks that you might give out, or your own training that you give out, or they can pay a minimal amount for even some more specific information that you teach. However, when it comes to coaching, it's less about information. It's more about implementation, right? And that's what I want to distinguish, because a lot of people don't get that. They think that, hey, coaching is about, selling them more information, which is not it. Like people don't want to pay, or people are not willing to pay high ticket for more information. That's why, like, home study courses and stuff, typically they max out at like $2,000, and that's it, right, for a course. It's because that's that's probably on the high end of what someone's willing to pay for information. But coaching, on the other hand, implementation, on the other hand, people would pay a whole lot more. They'll pay $50,000, $100,000 for implementation. And so I want to distinguish the difference, right? You have information and you have implementation, and coaching is about implementation, much more so. It's like 80% implementation, 20% information, right? Versus courses, on the other hand, it's like 100% information, or at least 80% information and 20% or less on implementation. So implementation is where the value is. It's where all of us, like if you're an entrepreneur, chances are, right, you have in your currently or in the past paid big bucks for implementation, because you're gonna pay this big bucks for implementation, whether you're gonna pay someone to help you implement or you're gonna pay it through trial and error. Either way, you're gonna pay for it. And I've in the real estate investing space, I've paid tens of thousands, well, probably now like hundreds of thousands in mistakes from doing deals, right? So it could be direct mistake that I lost money on a deal, or it could be indirect mistake of lost opportunities. And so that's that's when we're talking about coaching, like that's where it's at. It's in the implementation side. All right, with that, I think I've talked a lot. What Keon, Vamsi, Rex, do you guys have any input on that? What you're hearing?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm thinking through is actually trying to identify, so in terms of an info product, I guess coaching can go two ways, right? It can go mass coaching into an info product where you're actually participating, or one-on-one coaching. Mm-hmm. And so I think most of us who want to turn this into a like a scalable business, we don't want to do one-on-one unless it's like very high ticket. So in most cases, it's going to be a mass type of thing. And so what I'm looking at doing is creating the info product, creating the group and the community, but also putting a lot of effort into like regular coaching, regular calls, regular coaching, done with you type services, as opposed to just here's some videos, hopefully you go implement, right? So it's sort of like really focusing on the success, the customer success. And I think that's, a lot of what you're talking about, right? Like turning attention to that part of it, because that's what people are really paying for. It's almost like they're paying for the accountability, but also that you're going to help them actually reach success and like pay attention to that, right? So one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is, since I've kind of thought about how to holistically build that, for my service, it is something where it's very, very high expertise, and people are going to be competing in their own markets. And so I'm trying to figure out, all right, so with something that I'm giving them that's very high knowledge, high expertise, mm-hmm. what's the correct price point? So I've already tested a 3K price point and a 5K price point. I'm actually thinking about testing a minimum 10K price point for the info, and then the accountability and the coaching and the done with you type of services. Do you have any experience in terms of, I'm sure you do, but what are your thoughts into what's a valid method of testing price points, and what might be too high, what might be too low? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good question. There's really not a especially when it comes, it's when you're selling like a low ticket item where you can test and you can split test very easily. In coaching, it's much harder to do that. And so it boils down to your dollar, like if it's a live event, they call it a dollar per head. In your case, it could be like dollar per application. So that's something you're gonna have to track. So let's say your process is this, okay? Let's say you're going to reach them however you're gonna reach them. and you're going to get 100 applicants to apply to join your coaching or group coaching. I'm going to use application as an example. It could, it doesn't have to be an application, but let's just use application as an example. So you have 100 applicants, and then on that 100 applicants, you sold, let's say, 50% of them on the $5,000 offer. Okay, so then you sold 50 people at 5,000. That's 250,000, right? So 250,000 divided by 100 applicants, that's $2,500 per applicant. Okay. So then you know that based on the $5,000 offer, that you're gonna get $2,500 per applicant. Okay. So now you say, okay, I want to take a second batch of 100 applicants, and I'm gonna test the $10,000 offer. Okay. And let's say that instead of 50% of people sign up, you had, let's say 30% people signed up. So 30 people times 10,000 is $300,000, right? 300,000 divided by 100 applicants. Then now you have $3,000 per applicant. Right? So that 10,000, even though you have less, your conversion rate is lower, you're converting at 30% instead of 50%, but your dollar per applicant is higher. It's 3,000 versus 2,500, right? So, so that's how you test. So that way, okay, yes, I can make more, but I get less customer. Do I want that? Because if you don't have anything else to sell to them, then it makes sense that charging 10,000 work with less clients and making more money, per applicant makes sense, right? However, if there's a chance that these people that you take into your group coaching can also sign up for your market leader program, let's say at a higher ticket, right? Let's say that one is at 10,000 a month and not 10,000 total for the year, then you might choose to go, well, I'd rather charge 5,000 in the group coaching so I can get more clients. So then I have more people to sell into my market leader program, right? So there's the testing at the application level of how much is each application worth to you, and then there's the testing of the lifetime customer value. So how much is your lifetime customer value worth to you? So that way you can see, do I want is it better for me to get more clients even though I'm making less money up front because I'll make more money long term, or do I want more clients upfront, and whatever, you get the point, right? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it definitely helps. It's a different perspective on how to quantify that. And yeah, I guess it's going to come down to figuring out what that line of products look like that are complementary and what that looks like. So yeah, right. I mean, it comes directly in line with the whole front end versus back end of your funnel, right?
Right.
So if you're starting high ticket on the front end, you still have to have some continuity. So cool. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're welcome. And so that that's applicable to all of you, right? So in terms of building a 7-figure business, it doesn't have to be all in one offering, right? It doesn't have to be like, you're gonna have, you're gonna charge. I'm just gonna use round numbers right now. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna charge 100 people, at $10,000 each to get to your $1 million. Because if you do have any other things to sell to them past that initial 10,000, that can greatly increase your numbers. So you can sell to 50 people at 10,000. That gives you 500,000. but because you have another higher package that you can sell to those same 50 people, and let's just say, you know, only 20% of them accept. So first you have 50 people, and then out of that 50 people, you have 10 more people that will take your higher ticket. And if that higher ticket, let's say, is a $50,000 program, right? So your front end coaching is $10,000 a year, and then and then let's say your back end coaching is $50,000 a year. Well, that same that same 50 people could now give you $1 million a year business. So there's a lot of different ways to like slice and dice this thing. But yeah, you just gotta sort out the numbers and sort out, how much value you want to add, how much value you want to provide to them, at what level of service you want to give to them, to determine how you're going to scale to your 7 figures. All right. How do we? I'm looking on Facebook Live here. I don't see any comments on Facebook Live. You guys are super quiet. Can you guys say something? For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, you say something. I see a bunch of people. It says join, but I don't. So I need to get better with engaging. We need to have a Facebook Live manager that's going to engage the audience on Facebook Live. If you guys, let me see. Yeah, if you guys want to join us on the mastermind itself, you can click on that Rebrandly link. Oh, I see why. I see why the link didn't work. Oh man, that was my mistake. No wonder. I have a hyphen in there, which is it was meant to be without a hyphen. That's why you weren't able to join earlier, Keon.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's that hyphen messes up. Oh well, live and learn, right? Let me see here, restream. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna mess with that for now. All right. Sorry about that, guys. For those of you who couldn't join because of the Rebrandly link, not the correct link, I apologize about that. Let me make a comment to put in. Oh, anyways, I can't even do it. Oh well. All right. Vemzy and Rex, what are you guys getting out of this conversation? Oh, looks like Vemzy got dropped off. Rex, what are you getting out of this conversation?
I'm getting good structure to start looking at for my business overall. I know I'm not as far down the road as many are that are on this call, but I appreciate the suggestion for Stephen Scott, and I've been looking him up and finding some information on him that may be beneficial to other things that I'm looking to put into my program.
Awesome. Oh, great.
I'm getting good structure.
Okay. All right. Right. Awesome. Yeah. You do have to get some fine tuning done. Okay. I guess let me ask you this way. In an ideal world, how much would you like to charge for your coaching?
Again, I'm looking at putting it into different levels and structures. I guess in an ideal world, putting together groups of people, no more than say 10, putting each one probably between $297 to $497 a month.
Okay. So it would be 10 per group, and you would have multiple groups, or just 10 total, or what?
I think I could run multiple groups, but I'd like to keep them kind of dialed in and focused almost on a a structure of a mastermind type group. But, like I said, smaller so that I could run multiples each month.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and since you are targeting after entrepreneurs, that is a very very affordable dollar amount for an entrepreneur for sure, especially for a high level mastermind. And however, that price point would be it'll take a lot to get to $1 million a year, right? With that price point. So like if you were to target in your audience to let's say they are entrepreneurs who are already making $100,000 a year or more, and they're looking to grow their business to, let's say, $1 million a year. So I'm going to use that as an example. If you're helping them, taking them from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year, then for a mastermind of that caliber, you can charge them easily $1,000 a month to achieve that, right? And at that level, I mean, I've seen people pay for a mastermind, easily $20,000 a year mastermind or more to grow their 6-figure business to a 7-figure business. And so by targeting who you're going after, that's going to help you dictate a lot on what you can charge for that mastermind. Now, if you're targeting newbie entrepreneurs who just getting their business started, and you're helping them to get to their first $100,000, then that pricing, might. I mean, you probably can still push $1,000 a month for sure. But that's a newbie entrepreneurs. A lot of time they're bootstrapping, right? So they're running a starting business with very little money. And so the price point of what you're talking about, like $300 to $500 a month, is definitely very affordable for them. So yeah, does that help you think through like how you would scale your business? Should you choose to scale it to $1 million?
Yes, exactly. And I guess something that I should be looking at too is the difference between targeting the newbie and targeting somebody that wants to make a larger leap in their business. But I think one thing that you've just kind of opened up is that could be a larger group, so to speak, of the lower price point, as opposed to the group that's going for the higher jump in their business.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna see who is on Facebook Live. Whether or not you have questions, you have Tony Per. Hey Tim, great to see you. Long time. Hey Tony. All right. Who is on? Come on, guys. You're on Facebook Live. Can you say something? Do you have a coaching business? Do you have any questions around, scaling your business or growing your coaching business? All right. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job with this mastermind this week. Number one, I announced it late. I just announced it yesterday in the evening time. I announced it late, and number two, I gave out the wrong link for everybody, and so no wonder a lot of people couldn't join. So I'll get better next time. But basically, what we are gonna do is that we are gonna be doing this as a weekly mastermind. It'll be an hour each week, and yeah, I should be able to lead it most of the week. And for the weeks that I'm not able to lead it, I'm gonna ask either Keon here or Richard Roop or any of you guys that wants to step up and be one of the the leaders of the group to help lead it, you know, I'm all game. So awesome. All right, guys. Anything else you want to cover for today?
Oh man, I think that about sums it up for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. All right. Well, Keon, Rex, thank you so much for being on live with us on Zoom. Glad you guys able to make it make it in on the Zoom. And then for those of you, Melina, Reen, Tony, Ramsey, Richard Root that was on earlier, all of you guys, watch us on Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us. With that, see you on the next Mini Mastermind. Bye, everybody.
Right. Thanks, Tim.
Bye. See you.